Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Beast. Peekaboo, I see you because yeah, that sounds better. YouTube, that doesn't. Famous now. Available in 2029, the album, Dad AF. Rock on! I've been trying to think of a different song to sing for the last couple days, and I just... Rhiannon rings like a bell. Rock on, gold dust woman. Beast! How are you guys doing today? It is a beautiful day in Indianapolis, Indiana. It is in the upper 70s. I went on a half-an-hour walk today with my husband's best friend, and then she took me through Starbucks and then to Trader Joe's. Well, first we went to Crumble Cookies, and so I could do a Crumble Cookie review on my review channel. So the Crumble Cookie reviews are back on my review channel. It will be up later. And then we went through Starbucks, and then she took me to Trader Joe's so I could get something for lunch. So it was really nice to get out of the house today. And now I am filming videos. I did a Trader Joe's haul on my Peter Does Stuff channel, and I'm filming this drama video. The third part of my I'm back, let's talk about all the drama I missed while I was gone. And then I'm going to do my review video and my vlog. So, yeah, it's going to be a great day. I am going to my home group tonight, which I'm really excited about, in recovery with my friends. And so it's going to be an amazing day. And I hope that you have a magically amazing day as well. So, first things first, I wanted to address some comments that I got on my last couple videos, my drama videos. Well, first of all, I just want to say that the comments welcoming me back and saying, oh, I missed your intro. It's funny because I've gotten so many comments from people that were like, I always fast forwarded through your intro, but now your intro means so much to me that I'm listening to it again. So thank you. Thank you in the interim between the time that you're listening to it and when you return to fast forwarding through it again. I really appreciate it. And for those of you that never stop listening to the intro, I appreciate it as well. And for those of you that find the need to fast forward through my intro, by all means, go right ahead. But so I got so many encouraging comments from people saying, you know, thank you, you're part of my morning routine again, or, you know, like my husband and I are watching your drama videos and laughing again in bed. I announced this on my vlog. That was the only place I announced it, but I had turned off my cameos for a while, and I just started them again last week, and I've actually gotten quite a few requests for that, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And it's nice to be back here filming videos, and especially the drama videos, which kind of take me out of my mind for a little bit, and I don't know, it's nice to sit down here and just talk to you guys. I will tell you one comment that I got that I thought was interesting, and I just screenshot one of them, and I'm going to read that one to you. But I got this comment from a couple different people, and so I'm asking for your help in the comment section below, and put like an asterisk or 2 or 5 so that when I'm going through the comments, people are under the assumption that I don't read my comments. I literally read every single comment that I receive. Anyway, so this person responded and said, hey Peter, you are awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I suggest you maybe move to new YouTube celebs. I personally forgot all of these people in your video, which would refer to Tati, James Charles, Shane Dawson, Ethan Klein, Trisha Paytas, Jaclyn Hill. I can't think who else I talked about. But anyway, I personally forgot all of these people in your video. Seems like their time have passed. There are so many other names to talk about. And I received this comment from quite a few people talking about all these people that you're talking about are irrelevant, which is kind of funny to me because if I wasn't doing a catch-up video, what I know to be true, and this is just me with the lasso of truth around me, is that these are the people that I would have been talking about for the last 3 months. I've always said that, you know, that I talk about the same 5 or 6 people, but listen, okay? A new day is upon us, and this ain't my first time at the rodeo, and I am more than willing to, you know, cover new topics or talk about YouTubers that you guys are interested in that I may not know a lot about, that I'll have to do some research. You know, bear with me, just like I didn't know that Jared was Shane Dawson's brother. You know, there may be things that I get wrong along the way, but, you know, please put in the comment section below suggestions of people that you would like me to talk about. I'm more than willing to do that. I just don't really know you know, I make these videos because I have so much fun doing them, but I also make them to entertain you. And I know a lot of people say, you know, it doesn't really matter to me who you're talking about. I don't know half the people you're talking about anyway. I just watch the videos for you, which is so kind, and I really appreciate that. But for those people that really do want to know my opinion about the drama and do commentary on it, you know, it's like, ask me something about somebody that you want to know about, right? Because I make the videos for you guys. I don't make them just so people listen to 20 to 30 minutes of people they have no clue about, right? That being said, I think what's interesting about that is that a lot of the people that I was talking about, even though there's some of them still, you know, receiving between 500,000 and 2 million views a video, it's nothing in comparison to the 10 to 20 million video views that they were, you know, getting before. And I know that there's a lot that has been said about that views don't matter as much anymore as the duration of a video. I think to some degree views always speak, you know? I think that views say like who people are interested in watching and whatnot. And, you know, I think what's interesting is that when a lot of these people back in the day, when there was this back and forth between, like, let's say Jeffree Star and James Charles, you know, one would pass 10 million, then the next one would get 11 million, and it was like all of us drama channels were making these videos, you know, like James Charles passes Jeffree Star passes James Charles, on and on and on, right? And so to say that, to defend them and say that views don't matter to their channel when you were the same people that were defending that and saying, yay, they're at 11 million, yay, they're at 15 million. It's like, okay, first of all, right? When you are walking up along the ladder of success, those people's shoulders that you step up on along the way will be the same people you fall past on the way down. And I've always said that, okay? So you gotta be very, very careful who you take for granted. And a lot of these people, I think, they don't really see their subscribers as actual people that watch their videos. You know, that's why it means so much to me when people say things to me like, oh, I watch your videos in bed with my husband and it's our way of relaxing at the end of the night, you know, before y'all get romantical or have snacks. Or snacks or nice tea, you know. But anyway, but I love that, you know, where people will say like, I'm going through a really tough time right now and your videos help me so much. I get those. You know, I have gotten so many messages just in the last week from people that are going through their own medical issues that are sharing with me that my videos have helped, the ones that I posted since I came back. So I think somewhere along the way, a lot of these YouTubers lost sight of numbers being actual people, and that when one person subscribes, your number goes down by one. When somebody subscribes to your channel, that number goes up by one. And I think they kind of lost sight of that, right? And so, you know, as the numbers were going up and everything like that, it's almost kind of like when you're on a weight loss journey or something and you lose like 3 pounds, that inspires you to lose more weight. Well, when you gain 3 million subscribers, that encourages you to put out more content. But at some point, you kind of lose a lot of this creative, this ability to be creative because you're so focused on the numbers at that point, right? Which is why it's always been interesting to me, like, for example, with Shane Dawson, when he would have the numbers on his social blade running in the background live count. And I know a lot of YouTubers that are super consumed with their numbers. And I think to some degree, we all want to be successful, and that's hard. You know, I'm not just calling Shane Dawson out. There's a lot of people that do that, right? But at some point, with a lot of these YouTubers, that it seems either because they're not posting a lot of content, or the content that they're posting seems lame to me, or they say they can't come up with creative ideas. I'm like, is it that you can't come up with creative ideas anymore? Or is it that you're not growing at this steady pace that you were growing at, and so you're not as inspired because what's the point? I'm not making the money I was making, and the people don't seem to love me anymore. Because if that's the truth, then maybe what you need to do is look at what your motivation was for being on YouTube to begin with, you know? Because I think for most of us, no matter how big your channel got, the motivation was just because we loved it and we just couldn't imagine ourselves doing something else, right? Like, I know when I started my BookTube channel 6 years ago, I just passed my 6-year anniversary, I was consuming so many BookTube videos at that time that I was like, I can't imagine, like, I have to be part of this. This is something that I love so much that I want to be part of this, you know? So I think that's part of, you know, a lot of what's going on. But do I think these people are irrelevant? I don't know that I call Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, Tati Westbrook, James Charles, those people, Jaclyn Hill. I don't know that they'll ever be irrelevant because I think that they have a core fan base that will always love them and follow them, buy their you know, items and things like that. Do I think they're as relevant as they were 3 to 5 years ago? No. And that is of their own doing. That is as a result of the drama and all of and you know, I feel like drama is almost kind of this mediocre term now. I did not plan to get into all of this today when I sat down here. I was going to talk about Jeffree Star's bananas, and that was going to be about it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I'm sitting here and I'm watching all of this and I'm thinking, well, what's happened over time with Dramageddon 1, Dramageddon 2, Lipstick Gate, Dramageddon 5, 6, and 7 is that people that were so interested in the makeup and so interested in the beauty industry and all of this, it's like at some point it's like, yeah, I'm excited about the drama because this is telling me more about this person, and so we see this go up. But then over time what happened was it was like, I'm kind of burnt out on all this, okay? I don't really care how many of you did each other dirty behind the scenes or who so-and-so is dating or all this kind of stuff. Like, I wanted to love you for the beauty aspect, and I'm not seeing that. So I'm sorry, but I got to go find it somewhere else. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think it's with anything else. I think it's like when you watch a TV show and it's been on for 11 seasons, it's like, I know y'all are going to come for me, but my husband loves this show, Grey's Anatomy. Okay, did you ever heard of that show? That was a joke, right? But Grey's Anatomy, I think, is at 360 seasons now. And I feel like every episode that he watches, because he's always just bawling his eyes out watching it, right? And I'm in the background and he's watching it, and it's somebody dies, and somebody's cheating on somebody, you know, somebody just done somebody dirty, you know. Listen, there's always something going on. You know, somebody's getting fired, somebody's getting hired. It's always all of that, right? Well, by 11, what is it at, 19 seasons or something? Aren't y'all bored of that a little bit? I always ask my husband that. He's like, no, I love it so much, right? Well, I think that there's that core audience that will always love that drama, but I think, I am getting to some specific people here in a second. But I think there's also those people that are like, hey, listen, okay, I was out when the 15th person died. Like, I'm not watching this Grey's Anatomy BS anymore, you know? And I think there's a lot of people that have accepted what happened, their fall from grace, and are kind of plateaued, and they're happy with it, and they're trying some new things. I think Laura and Manny are like that with the podcast and all the other things that they're doing. I think that Tati is a good example of that. But then there's the same people like Jeffree Star that continue to just kind of push the same old, not narrative, but like, I'm going to do what, like, you know, I'm going to keep on doing what was working for me 5 years ago. Well, a lot of things have happened since then, and I don't think that's working for you anymore, right? Which I think is why Shane Dawson is trying some new things, because I think he knows what I was doing 5 years ago. I mean, if Shane Dawson tomorrow would come out, I mean, can you even imagine? I mean, people would watch it, but if he did like a Logan Paul expose, people would be like, who are you to be calling out Logan Paul? So I think like he's trying new things because he knows he has to, which I think is smart. You know, do I think it necessarily is going to work to him to the same thing? No, but it was interesting when I was going through Jeffree Star's comments on his latest, well, I think it was his latest video of the banana peel palette. Y'all gotta buy that crap, seriously? Okay, that's what I think, first of all, crap. I just think it is. $52 for a cardboard cover. I just like, his prices are so crazy expensive. And what's interesting is when you go to the comments, okay, so there's a top comments. I watched the whole video, yes I did, so I could speak to this. You know, it was a very typical Jeffree Star. It was the banana palette reveal and skincare and, you know, the lip scrubs and all that kind of stuff, which I used to love back in the day. First of all, I don't really like the smell of banana, so I can't imagine all that skincare and lip scrubs and, I don't know, and elbow creams and all. Who'd want your elbows to smell like bananas? He doesn't have any elbow stuff before y'all comment on it, because I know you're going to come for me on that one. But so I'm sitting there and I'm watching this. I'm like, his palettes are still $52, okay? I don't think Jeffree Star really realizes that we're in an economic crisis right now, okay? $52. Then so I always go to the newest comments because I think those are the truest to the tell. So I go to the newest comments, and it's like the last 23 hours, they're all up, but then it flashes to 2 days ago. And I'm like, well, what happened to 48 hours of those comments? Somebody's going in there and deleting them, right? And what's interesting is there's a lot of bot comments, B-O-T, okay? But they're very specific to Jeffree Star. It's like, this palette is so fantastic, blah, blah, blah. Then 2 down, it's like the same comment, but different. They're bot comments, so somebody's going in there and they're bot commenting Jeffree Star's video. So he must be concerned about the comments that he's going to get on that, okay? Or his team is. because Jeffree Star's never to blame for any of this. It's always his team. So I'm going there and I'm watching all this. And then I start noticing that people are calling out the price point on this stuff. And what was the one I screenshot? I screenshot a couple of them, actually. And I thought, honestly, it was going to be an all yellow palette. And it's not. And it's not a bad palette, honestly. I just think $52 for a palette today is, my God. When he's showing the component of his $34 skin cream, 6 ounces, he says, high fashion. Okay, girl. High fashion. La Mer, no thank you. I'll have some of that Jeffree Star Jergens in a bottle. You know what I'm saying, girl? No, Jeffree Star, Pond's in a bottle. No, thank you, okay? And then he says about, I said to me, he says in the video about his skincare, which I have not witnessed, and I have seen several reviews about it. I have not witnessed great reviews about this skincare, okay? And that's just from what I've witnessed. But he goes in there and he says, so many people are just raving about it. Like my good friend or best friend something, Shane Dawson. Because Shane Dawson's a skincare expert, I guess, these days. I guess he might start a 4th channel and call it, I don't know, Shane exfoliations or something. I don't know, but apparently he's an expert and his friends and family. Well, of course your friends and family are going to tell you your skincare. Nobody's going to tell Jeffree Star that's around Jeffree Star that's thinking they might get a free Louis. Nobody's going to tell him that his skincare sucks or smells like bananas. It's just not going to happen, okay? Well, that one smells a little bit like banana bread, but please let me put it all over my face. You know what I mean? Then it was like some of these palette names, these pan names. I just was like, it was all like banana stuff. But some of them were such sexual innuendos. I'm like, okay, so you want to be high fashion, but then you make one called cream pie. And listen, y'all look cream pie up in Urban Dictionary. I'm not going to explain it to you, okay? I just don't feel the need to do that. And I'm a family-friendly channel anyway. But it was all of these like, I don't know, it was so cringeworthy. I'm like, girl, like seriously, like you are like in your upper 30s, okay? And you want to have a luxury brand and you're putting out, it's not even kind of like, I don't know if anybody remembers this, when like Madonna did her sex book and it was very tastefully done. It's not like that at all, okay? It's just like cringe, okay? And I'm sorry, but I don't need a cream pie on my face. I'm just saying, no, anyway. So buy it if you want it. It's $52. His lotion's $34. Oh, I wanted to read the comment that somebody said about the $34 skincare lotion. What? Hold on a second. I got all these ASMR things too. Somebody said, hold on a second. Oh, shoot. Here, I got screenshots. I guess I didn't. I don't think I did, but somebody said, he said like, great deal, $34. And they were like, bah. I mean, like $34 is really expensive for skin lotion, you know, that you've never tried before from a brand that you've never tried. The other thing is that a lot of people on there are saying, Jeffree, why aren't you filming review videos? Like, he isn't doing Jeffree Star approved videos anymore unless it's e.l.f., okay? And apparently he has some connection with e.l.f. through, anyway, that's for another video. But he's not doing these Jeffree Star approved videos anymore. All he's doing is like building my brand new $700,000 McLaren. They're either like very expensive, like let me show you how much money I have, or they're new releases. Pet stuff, building this gun that he had, all this kind of stuff. And he's only posting like every 3 to 4 weeks anyway. So, you know, I'm just saying, Jaclyn Hill gets the crap for not releasing videos unless they're about her launches. Don't we think that we should hold everybody to the same standard? I do. So that's the Jeffree Star thing. Now, I do want to talk about the allegations out there. Jeffree Star put up a picture or something a couple weeks ago about his ex coming to, I can't think of that guy's name. It's not Nathan Schwann. It's not him. Coming to, I don't know, something to the ranch or whatnot. And, to apologize for, but this was Jeffree Star 100% trying to stir up some drama to push his new launch. That's all it was. Jeffree always does this. He was the one that, he didn't invent it, but back in the day, he kind of would stir up all this drama, right? But it was like real safe drama, and this is real safe drama because nobody really cares about anyone. I mean, we've heard anything about it since then. Are you back together with him? Are y'all moving in together? You know, there's nothing that's happened since because nothing was happening. I mean, he probably flew him out there on a plane, and allegedly, I don't know, suggested that I don't know what happened. Who knows? Gave him a Louis, paid him some money. I don't care, okay? But it didn't look real to me. Who'd care? It's not like this guy just showed up in the middle of the blue out in the middle of Wyoming. Which, by the way, there was this guy, I don't even know what his name is. I watched all the TikToks. Y'all know, put it in the comment section below. I don't care. I watched the whole TikTok thing of it. Apparently, it came out to be that there's not a lot of truth to this. But this guy was apparently alleging all this stuff about Jeffree Star. I watched TikToks. I couldn't understand it. Stuff from like him going to the warehouse, which that ended up not being true. And then he just showed up. Jeffree Star didn't send an Uber for him. And then he told all this stuff about, y'all know, okay, I'm just going to say this in a alleged drug use, okay? Listen. I have been sober for 27 and a half years. I take recovery and drug addiction very, very seriously. I am not putting that on somebody unless there is absolute proof. I'm just not, okay? And I think that's ugly to do that to anybody. And if you're gonna come with that, you better come with the receipts to tell that on somebody, right? And if you ever cared about that person, or if you ever might think about another human being, even one that you don't like, taking it to TikTok when that is something that could kill somebody, and I have said this since the beginning of YouTube when I started talking about this, okay, is to talk about that in a gossipy way or to wish that on somebody is to wish death on that person. And that says a lot more than about the person that's bringing it than the person that they're talking about to me. So I am not going to talk about those allegations. I don't think that's fair to Jeffree Star. You know, and it just, to me, that's a lot of ugliness, and I don't like that. So anyway, that's the Jeffree Star stuff. Is Jeffree Star irrelevant? I mean, Jeffree Star's always going to be in drama. People are always going to love his makeup. I think his makeup is kind of interesting, but here's the thing. People were asking me about the photo shoot. Did I think the photo shoot was problematic? I mean, come on now. I mean, aren't we used to Jeffree Star's antics at this point? Yes, it's problematic. I think it's highly problematic, you know? I think it's a lot, you know? I think, come on now. And I think those people that are going to excuse Jeffree Star's behavior are always going to excuse it. And those people that aren't are going to be done with him. And I think he's always going to have his followers and whatever. I think at this point, Jeffree Star's audience is so divided. It's like with Shane Dawson. I feel like there are so many people out there that are really kind of waiting for the redemption arc of Shane Dawson. I'm laughing because I was thinking that Trisha Paytas was thinking that she was holding this redemption arc, but she was really holding a redemption turd. Do you remember I used to say that? She should do an ASMR holding the redemption turd is what she should do it. She should go, I'm holding the redemption turd. It smells bad. But, you know, I think there's a lot of people out there that are really, like, they're rooting for Shane Dawson. But honestly, like, in watching a lot of Shane Dawson stuff, it's just like, I don't feel like he's really, I look back on, like, when I really liked him and I'm like, what did I think was so creative about him? You know, I don't know. I really don't know. And he was different. He just seemed different back, you know. I'm not talking about the way past because I didn't watch that stuff. I'm talking about the last couple years before his supposed cancellation or whatever, you know. I kind of would like to see Shane Dawson gain some confidence and be like, you know what, I like to see him in his podcast or in a video be like, I'm not going to say that I'm canceled anymore. Like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to like this would, for me, a little bit, like, I could kind of, like, get back. Like, I'm not going to ever be a huge fan of Shane Dawson again. But, like, if he would quit saying, like, oh, I've been canceled for the 15,000th time, wah, wah. You know, it's like, if he would come back in a video or something and be like, I'm tired of saying that. Because y'all know he doesn't believe it, okay, that he deserved to be canceled. You know, he keeps on bringing it up because he doesn't feel like he should have been canceled. So if he'd get in a video and be like, you know what, I'm not going to say that. I want to believe in myself. I want to be strong, and I want to move forward 1 foot at a time, and I want to move through this stuff. And those people that are disappointed in me, I'm going to prove to them that, you know, and prove to myself that I can be a better version of myself, and I'm going to grow from this experience. And I don't want people to think that I'm canceled because I don't want to be canceled, you know? And I'm not saying that crap anymore. I'd be like, thank you for all of us out there that think that we're canceled at times, or we're lost, or we're struggling, you know? I think that would be such a better message than this tongue-in-cheek, I don't think anything that I did was wrong kind of thing. Then what that says to me is you learned nothing, right? And I don't think that's a good look. But the thing is with Shane Dawson, like, Jeffree Star either has those people that are done with him or those people that are always going to be there for him. which, like, Shane Dawson's apparently one of those people. If I was Shane Dawson watching a Jeffree Star video and he said, like, my good friend Shane Dawson loves my skincare, I would just be like, oh my God, could you stop mentioning my name? And I think with Shane Dawson, it's different. I think he has those people that are done with him. I think he has those people that are still holding it. I think he has those people that will never be done with him, and I think he has those people still kind of in the middle that are waiting. I still think he has those people in there. I really do. And I think going forward is going to be the determinant of that. His longevity on YouTube 10 years down the road. I think the problem is that he's got to be very careful, like with this podcast. And I have not listened to the newest one, which just came out like 2 days ago or a day ago. So I will listen to it, and I will report on that. Okay, let's get back to the list. The Met Gala outfits, they were just okay. You know, I wasn't real wowed by any of them. It wasn't like last year. Some of them were so cool. Let's see. I talked about Kim Kardashian already. The Kardashians, I thought Khloe looked the most beautiful out of all of them. What else? Who else did I love? Oh, Blake Lively, I thought looked fantastic. Shawn Mendes really understood the assignment. I mean, really, really understood the assignment. And I thought he looked very just classy, classic, and chic. I thought it was just a fantastic look. Who else did I really like? There were a lot of them. I can't remember off the top of my head now. Let's see. Def Noodles coming for Rich Lux. Okay, a lot of people asked me to comment on this, and you know, okay, so this is a situation that happened, allegedly. And I'm not going to really defend or get into a whole lot of this, but it all had a lot to do around this Ethan Klein kind of situation, right? And the Ethan Klein making, you know, comments about the LGBT community, which it was interesting because a lot of people on my video yesterday said Ethan Klein did make apology on his podcast, but then there were people, the majority of the comments were saying that if you watched it, if somebody wants to link it below or tell me which video it is, I'll go watch it and I'll tell you what I think about it. But they said you could kind of tell that he and Dan, I think is who it is, I don't know, were kind of felt like they were bothered or burdened that they even had to talk about it in the podcast. It's whatever. And then I got some comments that people were like, I don't even think that Ethan Klein deserves to be on this list of problematic people. Here's my issue with Ethan Klein. Do I think that Ethan Klein is funny? Absolutely. Do I think that Ethan Klein is able to talk for 15 hours straight on a podcast and entertain people? Absolutely. Do I think that Ethan Klein really struggles with taking accountability? Absolutely, 100%. Okay? And it's like I always look at the growth afterwards and look at the apology and then the growth. Like that, the growth is more to me. It's like, okay, you know, you talk the talk, now walk the walk. And when you kind of start retracting stuff to me, it's like, well, did you ever really, I'm not, as a gay man that's 49 years old, I'm not going to support somebody that thinks we're foolish. I'm just not. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize. I guess I'm not sorry about that, you know? I'm not going to support somebody that thinks that they're having to apologize to the LGBT community. You know, if they want to have a conversation with me and they want to ask questions, which when I saw or heard pieces of that podcast, it wasn't like educate me. Okay, that's a different conversation. So anyway, this is going to stop in just a second, so hold on. Okay, it wasn't like educate me. It was like, we're going to ask you these questions and then we're going to entertain at the same time. That's different, you know? That's hurtful. And so anyway, do I think that Ethan Klein deserves to be on the list of problematic people on YouTube? Absolutely. And I think between his friends, he would admit to that, you know? I think it's a different thing when you take some accountability for it. That being said, okay, and this is the problematic situation with Shane Dawson. And I thought this when I was watching Shane's first podcast. In doing a podcast like Ethan's, like Shane's, you're going to offend people, okay? It's the nature of the beast. So you can't, like if you're gonna do it, it's like you're gonna be putting out 15 apologies a week or just don't do the podcast. And I think that that's the thing. How do you find the happy medium with that, right? Well, maybe that podcast just isn't for me, you know? People tell me all the time, well, if you don't like this person, don't watch them anymore. Well, maybe I'll watch Ethan Klein when I have to do a report on something, but other than that, you know, I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of people like that for me. So you gotta do you. You know, there's people out there that probably offend you, and maybe I'm one of them. I don't know. All right, so let's see. The next one, oh, the Rich Lux, Def Noodles. Well, you know, okay, just my gut reaction to this. I watched the videos, and it seems to me that there's a lot of people that, I don't know. Here's what I really honestly think about it is, for you OG drama channels out there that back in the day, I mean, we went through it, okay? And for those of you that just found us in the last 2 to 3 years, I mean, some of us have been around for 6 years. I was one of the very first, and I don't need to say that. But when I came out, there was Karina Kaboom and Sanders Kennedy, period. That was it. I was the third, okay? Now, if you look at all the drama channels today, all the commentary channels, from Def Noodles to Rich Lux to Dustin Daly to Nick Snyder to Paige Christie to, you know, T-Spill, Spill Tea, Spill Stash, all of these, okay? You know, Adam McIntyre, you know, Sebastian Soto. I mean, there's so many different ones of different sizes and different, you know, I know I'm forgetting somebody, so whoever I'm forgetting out there, I apologize. But there are so many out there, right? And we all kind of do our different thing. But I think people really, really forget that didn't watch us closely, that there was a period of time that many of us did not get along. And it was rather consuming, honestly. And somebody just asked me recently, they said, what was a period of time on YouTube that you really didn't enjoy? Or what have been times on YouTube that you really didn't enjoy? I've always enjoyed YouTube. I love making these videos. But when I was having disagreements with people, or I wasn't getting along with somebody on YouTube, or I knew somebody didn't like me, or I mouthed off and said something I wished I hadn't said, you know, and there are things that I have done on YouTube with other drama channels, that the back and forth, that I'm highly, you know, embarrassed of, and I feel like I've greatly improved from since then. And now y'all know I just kind of stay in my own lane. And I like to be civil, and I like to interact with them, and I like to think that none of us have any beef today. So it makes me sad, because we went through that. Let's not go through that again. Let's not. Like, be happy, be so thankful that you have a spot on YouTube, you know, and I'm not going to defend any one side of it or whatever. It's just like, let's be so thankful that we have a place on YouTube that people want to watch us. I mean, that is such a blessing. You know, I said in my first video back that I was, you know, so scared and so nervous to come back. And then I changed my perspective, and I looked at it from a completely different way. I looked at it as like, wow, what a blessing it is that I have people that want to watch my videos, you know? You got an issue with somebody? We've been through this, okay? I don't know. If it's that big of an issue, take it behind the scenes and say, I think you need to take a look at this. Especially if that person's a colleague of yours. If they're not, put it in a video and, I don't know, deal with the repercussions of it. But I don't think it's a very good look, and I don't think it makes any of us look very good. Okay, so, but as far as me, I'm in my own lane, and I'm trying to get along with everybody. And yeah, so that's about that. Okay, somebody asked me to talk about Bad Vegan. I haven't been watching Bad Vegan, but I've watched everything else. I just started The Sinner last night because so many people have been telling me to watch it. I have watched so many TV shows, but one that I'm absolutely obsessed with, that my husband got me started on, and when I started watching it, I said, this is the dumbest show I've ever watched, and it's X on the Beach, and I'm absolutely obsessed. I binge watched X on the Beach, Peak of Love, in like 3 days, okay? And the friendship between Adore Delano and LaDemi, I am like obsessed with. And I will say this, I had followed LaDemi way back in the day because she was friends with Gigi Gorgeous. And it's so interesting when you watch somebody's Instagram and then you see them on a show like that. She was so kind and so gentle. And it was just, and I know that she recently went through some stuff too, because I saw about it on Instagram on somebody's, it was like some kind of drama thing that happened. But she was so different than I expected her to be on that show. I loved Peak of Love. I absolutely loved it. And I'm watching the current season now, and then season 1. Okay, Kim and Pete Davidson, I talked about this already, but I like them as a couple. And then, for the third and final time, is cancel culture over, or did James Charles just get away with it? And I think, okay, wait a second. I want to say this really quick, because I was just looking at some of his videos. You know, James Charles, who was getting, I don't know, 300 million views a video. No, I'm joking. 21 to, you know, whatever views a video, 25. I mean, a couple years ago. I mean, he's getting like, he can't even break 2 million views at this point. And those must be all the 17-year-olds that are still watching his videos. But let me just read to you his last 2 videos in case you haven't done a check, okay? Choose your own adventure makeup tutorial. Girl, no, I read those books in the 4th grade, okay? Choose your own adventure. What's your target audience, I might ask? Okay. And then Cooking food from childhood TV shows. iCarly, Hannah Montana. What's that song? What's that Miley Cyrus song? Is that Hannah Montana song? I'm just an ordinary girl. Okay, girl. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.